And you got to just remember, it was just right after he got elected. Who could have done anything better? And he needs just a chance to catch his breath and do it again.
All right, well, duly noted. Everything except for Iraq. Someone said they couldn't believe W. Pardon me. When he was told about what happened when he was sitting with those little kids, that he just sort of sat there and had no expression on his face. Well, now, what kind of an expression are you supposed to have on your face? Line 4, you're on the air.
Yeah, Gilly.
Yes.
Yeah, Bob. I'm down here right now where you were talking about going. My wife told me years ago it's where Amy Mihalovic was abducted, and there's been a lot of people that have complained about that stuff. I find it kind of eerie, and my wife said that she felt an eerie feeling about. She said she doesn't know why she felt like that, but she knew that she was taken in this area, and it's right past Big Met Golf Course.
So you're exactly where? What road are you on? On the main road that runs through the valley?
Yeah, and it's like every time we pass there, she always reminds me about it. Back in the wooded area, they no longer cut the grass. They let it grow there now. And supposedly Amy Mihalovic was abducted near Bay Village and taken down there. And my wife has got these eerie feelings sometimes about certain stuff, and very seldom does she say something, but she still to this day says something about it. And I just got... it's Halloween time. I figured I'd come down here, but I never see anything. I just thought I'd tell you about that. So thanks for listening.
All right. Thanks for checking in. Goldman, turn on your microphone, producer. Goldman. Can you be more specific as to where that location is, or do you think the Rangers are going to hate our guts because we're going to load the valley with people on a Sunday night trying to look?
It's difficult to actually get concrete directions to a path in the metro parks, but let me grab it. It's Shepherd Lane in North Olmsted.
Shepherd Road Hill.
Okay. It's a path across from the treatment plant.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a wooden gate before the path. I'll just give all the directions.
Well, no, I know exactly where it is because when you get down the hill, there's a path. There's a wooden gate at the bottom of Shepherd Road Hill by the treatment plant. There's oh, wow. Now I'm really getting freaked out.
Yeah.
Because you know what's back in there? The foundation of what was a Girl Scout cabin. That's an interesting spot to be on a trail to see a little girl dancing around, isn't it? I remember walking that path. I don't see any reason to go down there now because I don't want to clog up the metro. I mean, I will go down there, but not tonight. But now I'm already freaked out before I even went down there. Because there's a foundation they used to have a Girl Scout camp down there. Wow. Well, I think this deserves a cigarette. More of the program after we do a little business with you and coverage of what in the world's happening. I'm Rick Gilmour, the freaked out man's friend on Cleveland's only news radio, WTAM 1100.
They're here.
Rick Gilmour.
The space aliens have more or less landed. They kept our power on during Y2K.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. They're our friends.
On News Radio WTAM 1100.
Well, how we got on ghosts. Got an email, Gilly at WTAM.com. I'm confused. I'm not sure. I thought I'd check with you. Is Bush running for the president of America or for the presidency of Iraq? Sounded to me like he had more interest in making Iraq right than America. Wasn't sure. Thought I'd check with you. Well, it did sound that way during the debate, didn't it? I'm looking forward to the vice presidential debate. That one, who can call? I couldn't call it. Cheney speaks in very measured monotones. He's kind of like the evil Doberman that lives up the street, that's on the tow chain. And it seems to me Edwards is kind of like the beagle puppy, the happy-go-lucky dog, like Carmen Angelo's little dog Lou, that wants to jump on you, climb in your lap. So I can't call that. I have no idea. We'll find out. And then, of course, afterwards, Brad Sussman and your broadcaster will be giving you in-depth coverage, continuing coverage of Vote 2004. Jake, you're on the air.
Hey, Rick, I am... thanks for feeding my dog.
Oh, you're welcome. Taking, not feeding.
What? Taking?
Yeah.
Taking?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all right. Thanks for feeding.
Thanks for reading that email. It was both witty and insightful.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
All right.
You know...
I like thanks for feeding my dog, too. That way, otherwise I sound like a dog napper.
Is that like a person who sleeps with dogs?
No, it's someone who takes them.
Oh.
Against their will.
Against their will.
My neighbor had a dog that committed suicide. It walked out in front of a bread truck.
Why did it do that?
Well, I left a note. It said it was unhappy, and it was what the dog wanted. So they kind of just figured that was.
You know what? And I heard John Edwards did the lawsuit for that because he sued Purina for giving him bad food. That's why he was depressed, and he acted out how depressed the dog was after having to eat this food. Just like he did with the freaking dead kids with cerebral palsy and everything. What a retard, dude. You know what? Hell is a place with no reason, Rick Gilmore, and this freaking place ain't got no reason. For anybody to say that any of these idiots are viable candidates is ridiculous. But anyways, what about that 3 strikes law they're trying to ban in California? They put it in, now they want to take it back out. There's still people fighting against it because, this guy, he's going to jail for life for 30 years because he stole a loaf of bread. No, this is the part you missed. He raped somebody, he shot somebody, then he stole the freaking loaf of bread. What do you want me to do about it? Why is it my fault that this guy did this?
It's called recidivism, a habitual criminal offender.
Well,
I mean, obviously, if you get in trouble for something and then you do something else again, well, hey, dumb, you didn't seem to have learned your lesson from doing something wrong the first time, did you?
Why is it society's problem? Why is it? I heard the lady from the NAACP the other day saying, we haven't heard anything in these debates about housing. What are you talking about, dude?
Well,
if it's for rent, go live in it. Go pay somebody money and you can live in it. Or if somebody's selling a house, you can buy it. You can even buy some land and build your own.
The first debate was supposedly about our foreign policy if we have one. That was that. It's not about the economy. It's not about jobs. Somebody asked someone, one of the two, I can't recall right now, about welfare, and they blew it off. Well, of course they blew it off because that's not what the debate's about. The debate's about foreign policy, so stick to foreign policy, and they did.
Stick to Iraq. I mean, foreign policy.
Right.
Iraq.
Right. I mean, foreign policy. I mean, Iraq.
Oh, holy heck. It's like it.
I
don't know if I would... Go ahead.
I was just thinking, you mentioned laws. We got that concealed carry thing in Ohio.
Yeah, but everywhere I go, dude, like I'm going to Columbus tonight, everywhere I go, no concealed carry, no weapons in this area, whether it's the freaking rest area, the truck stop, the Giant Eagle supermarket, that was a little shameless plug, or the other Giant Eagle supermarket.
Hey.
A free commercial.
Hey, wait a minute. Well, my question was, and I've gotten several different answers from several different police officers, and feel free to call 578-1100. If I walk into a bar wearing a shoulder holster with nothing in it, is that against the law?
Wow. Why would that be against the law?
I had somebody tell me yes. That's what I was thinking. I had a police officer tell me yes, and I thought, what is that? Yeah, gun paraphernalia?
Well,
I mean, does that mean, so what if I have one in my car? I put my cell phone in the shoulder holster. Whatever. I mean, and there's nothing in it. I want to know. I want a definitive answer from one of our bluebirds. Some of the people...
You guys are screwed up over there with all that stuff. You have to get a permit over here in Pennsylvania to carry, concealed carry permit. You can apply for it. You can get that. But we have no law banning you carrying a weapon anyways. Like, pretty soon it's going to be hunting season. There's going to be guys walking across the highway with 30-06s and 30-30s and stuff. There's no law. You can carry a gun anywhere you want. You have to have a license here, a permit here to carry it concealed. Because they want everybody to know, just be aware that you got a freaking gun. But you guys over there are like, oh my Lord, you haven't got, like, every hick down there, below 76 or something, ain't got 17 guns in their house.
Well, the only reason why it got passed here is because the NRA said that they would support Bob the Jellyfish Taft for re-election if he'd pass the concealed carry law. That's the only way, because he wanted their support, and that's the only way it got passed here.
Do you know a giant squid's eye is like as big as a basketball?
No, I did not know that.
Well, just brought up a jellyfish, but
That's all I'm going to say. How many strikes?
Interesting facts about a jellyfish, so
okay.
I brought up the giant squid.
All right.
See ya.
Bye. When somebody says something dumb, I say meh. And I broke my rule. How many strikes are there in California? 3. Listen closely to the motorcade sped on, and you'll hear 3. I have something called Guns from Negative Land. Perhaps I'll play it sometime. Not tonight. But at the end of it, it mixes in news cuts of, put me on, pal, put me on. Clips from, where were you? November 22nd, 1963. Rick, you're on the air.
Yes. How long have you had concealed carry permits in Ohio now? 6 months?
Something like that.
Yeah, I live in Pennsylvania. We've had it for years. I've carried for over 25 years. My dad in New York had one his whole life. And people in Ohio with all these stickers are making a big to-do about nothing. If you will check the records of states that have it, the crime rate does drop a little bit, and the incidents where it is brought to bear or somebody's actually using is very limited.
All right, well, I understand that, and that wasn't I want to get an answer on this. Can I wear a shoulder holster with nothing in it into a bar? And I will get an answer. I was just thinking about, well, never mind. I don't want to go off on another tangent. We've got too many right now. Bob, you're on the air.
Hey, Rick.
Howdy.
I'm good. Hey, should I say mega doggies or whatever?
Something.
That one works.
Yeah, sure.
As a commissioned officer of the law enforcement community in northeastern Ohio, per my law director, because amazingly enough, this came up about a month ago, it is absolutely not against the law to carry a shoulder holster into a bar as long as there's nothing in the shoulder holster of a firearm nature.
All right. Yeah,
that's what the law director says. So.
No, I was also told that since I have documented death threats against me and court records to prove it, even before the concealed carry law, I could have carried, and if I got pulled over, they would have given me a ticket and taken the gun away, and then I could have gone to the law director or the prosecutor and explained it and showed them the paperwork, and they would give you the gun back, and you can do this 1,000 times.
That is absolutely correct.
And now, of course, all I have to do is get a permit.
That is absolutely correct.
And they really don't, you have to take, 3 classes or something like that?
Yeah, it's a couple classes. It's, I forget the hours that you need to go, but it's a classroom situation, and then it's a range situation. I think the classroom is 4 hours, and then there's a range situation of showing competency of not being able to shoot your foot off, and kind of things like that. The only restrictions are felonies, and then going into areas that have a posted no firearms signage of some sort.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Be careful out there. Well, see if this is fine as well. Scott in Medina, you're on the air.
How are you?
Great. Are you a police officer?
Yes, I am. I've been on for 19 and a half years. What's going on up there?
Oh, just doing a program, waiting for Drudge Report live at the top of the hour. Can I wear a shoulder?
You are very entertaining. I've enjoyed you for probably 3 years now.
Well, thank you very much. I had a guy last night at my class reunion who I haven't seen in years say, Rick, do you know how good a company you keep me when I'm out on the road? And I said, that's as good as...
Right. When I'm working midnight shift, I enjoy your entertainment.
Good company is great radio.
Your show is very entertaining, but there seems to be a total different concept between Cuyahoga County and Medina County, and that's where I'm employed at.
All right.
I'm going into specific details where I'm employed at, but we were talking about gun laws and et cetera. You're not going to get into any trouble for carrying a holster into any place. If you have a firearm, obviously,
right,
there's a big problem, okay?
And you can't carry it anywhere where there's, alcohol served,
Right.
Why not in a grocery store? I don't know. Because they sell alcohol?
Because of the specific signs. If a grocery store states that you are not allowed to carry a weapon in this store because of concealed carry law, you cannot carry it.
Now, could someplace do a no shirt, no shoes, no service? Could they decide we don't want firearms even though it would be legal for you to carry them in our shoe store? We don't want you to bring them in?
Right. Now, here's the dilemma, though, is there's not a specific state law that says just because Walmart, Kmart, Radio Shack puts the sign up there that says that there is no weapons allowed in that store, are you violating a state law? Are you violating a store policy?
Okay. All right. Well, that clears it up a little bit. I appreciate it.
Yes.
All right.
It's kind of strange.
Well, be careful out there.
All right, then. You have a good night.
All right. You too. Triple Doppler forecast from TV3 Chief Meteorologist Mark Nolan. Low of 45 overnight. Currently 56 degrees. And I remind you, Drudge Report. After the top of the hour coverage of what in the world's happening here on Cleveland's only news radio, WTAM 1100. Rick, thanks for waiting.
Hi, Rick. Hey, can I say hella doggies? Can I get that going?
Mega doggies?
Hella doggies.
What's hella doggies?
I don't know. It's just like mega doggies, but worse.
Okay, or thanks for feeding my dog. Hella doggies, the Berkshire Hounds greeting.
Here's what happened, and it ties in kind of like to the ghost stories. I found out my wife was uncomfortable going up into my attic. Now I know there's things around here, and I'm too jaded, and I'm too busy to pay attention. It came out that my kids, my daughter and my son specifically, after being up there for a little bit too long, he came back downstairs and said, "Well, I got to get warm." And my wife asked him why. Now she didn't like going up there recently, and he said, "Well, the lady that looks like a queen, she's next to this hole that's full of ice, and it's cold up there." And they stopped going up there for quite a long time. And out of frustration, I said, "Well, okay, call a priest." And the priest said that he felt something coming here, and she began to talk and knows that I listen to you religiously, and brought up Marianne, and he said a lot of kind things about her and said that there's really something there. He did his thing, and everybody else seems to be comfortable around here. Me, like I said, I'm way too busy, way too jaded, maybe too old. But kids see things just the same way that your dog did, the way my dog used to. Kids see things because they're not clouded. They don't reason, they don't doubt.
Well, and it's also when your child is playing with their imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Well, when someone dies, they stay the same age that they are when they died. So if they were 3 years old when they passed and they didn't cross over, well, then they want to play with the 3-year-old. They don't want to play with a 9-year-old, so when your kid grows up, all of a sudden there's no more imaginary friend because they don't want to play with them.
I do have a question. I don't know if you'd be willing to do this. Marianne, is there a private way to get in touch with her? I'm scared that the priest ran off my dog. I don't know what else was around here, but I kind of love my dog, and I'm hoping she didn't split when all this came down.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tune in on October 17th, and Marianne will be on the line and can give you all that information.
I'm going to do that. Hey, man, keep up the good work.
All right, thanks for calling. Vance, you're on the air.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi, my name is Vance. You were asking about the what you have to get a concealed weapons carry?
Right.
Yes, it's go to Stonewall Gun Range on Route 77 South and 82 West right there. As soon as you get off.
Right.
See Debbie. She runs the place there, and it's 12 hours. That's all you have to have.
Okay, and you don't have to do all 12 hours at once, obviously.
Pardon?
You don't do them all at once.
No, you don't have to do them all at once.
You can do 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. I mean, after 12 hours, your brain's going to start running out your ears, you know? I mean, I know how to shoot a gun. I just need the piece of paper.
Yeah, I went through it.
I don't need the piece of paper.
I went through Opata, though, of course, but it's 12 hours. I know her pretty well. She has the classes there, and she's really good.
All right.
And
duly noted, Vance. Gotta move. Like I said, I don't need the piece of paper. But it's just a pain in the fanny if the cop would find a gun, and then they take it away, and they write you a ticket. Then you have to go to see the prosecutor, and then they tear the ticket up, and they give you your gun back, and they just... Now there would be no excuse for that. They'd say, dumb. I should turn my cell phone on now that the program is getting near the end, so it doesn't make noise on the air. Talk to me, baby. I have people tell me that. I love when you turn your phone on and off. Oh, boy. And apparently somebody called. Listen to it. It's buzzing all over the table here. It's buzzing and moving around. It all ties together, though. We talked about politics. We talked about guns. We talked about ghosts. And the motorcade is about to speed on. I'm Rick Gilmour, the thinking man's friend. Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Goldman, for pulling the strings and pushing the buttons and dials and keeping this program on track. And watch out for a little dancing girl, little ghosts in the woods. Brr. All right. Talk at you next time.